After living in the Lake Travis area for over a decade, I've found some really neat pockets that most people have never heard of. Today, I'm going to highlight my top picks for you and break down exactly what you need to know, from the types of homes, proximity to Lake Travis and the water itself, where you'll be shopping day to day, and the overall feel of each location. Let's go ahead and jump right in. First, Lake Travis is a really unique area, and it's not on any sort of grid system when it comes to the road infrastructure. So let me give you a quick overview of exactly how it lays out, so this overall breakdown is a little bit more beneficial to you. The main thing you really need to know here is that the south shore of Lake Travis is similar to how it sounds. It's everything south of the lake, including areas like Lakeway and others that follow this entire south shoreline. The reason this is so important is because there isn't a bridge of any kind that goes over Lake Travis itself. So if you're looking at neighborhoods on the north shore, such as the Lago Vista area, that's going to be a much different drive time than being somewhere on the south shore, like the area of Lakeway specifically. Now that you know this, let's jump into the neighborhoods. I do want to point out that many of these neighborhoods have never been featured on the channel until this video, so be sure to stick with me. I'm really excited to highlight some of these. Jumping right in, you're in for a treat. This first spot has not been highlighted in any of my prior videos, and I'm really excited about it. This pocket is situated just south of Lake Travis on the east side of 620, the major thoroughfare that runs through this area. What I absolutely love about this location is that, like much of the Lake Travis area, are the beautiful rolling hills, canyon views, multiple water access points, and so much more. This spot in particular is quite special because you even have a private waterfront park on Lake Austin itself, not Lake Travis. So this is just for residents and a really unique, pretty spot that you're not going to find in most areas. Here you can hop in your golf cart and just cruise down to the park, where you'll also find a community boat ramp, day docks for laying out or fishing, or even a great spot to host friends for a nice grill out. This is one of my favorite areas in the neighborhood and not something that many people know about. The homes in the area are incredibly diverse, from older, modest lake homes to expensive, modern, new construction. On that note, in recent years, you've started to see much more new construction in this pocket as the builders have really come to realize the appeal of the entire Lake Travis area and the opportunity to build really nice semi-custom homes in a non-cookie cutter community that you can often find in other locations. Just up the road, you're also able to access Lake Travis itself from multiple marinas and Mansfield Dam Park. Lake Travis is a man-made lake, as are the majority of lakes in Texas, and Mansfield Dam is the actual dam that holds water in Lake Travis and separates it from the Colorado River, also known as Lake Austin downstream. I'm a little bit hesitant to give away all of my secrets in order to protect the popularity of some of these spots, but that's why you're here, so I'm gonna go ahead and divulge. Jessica Hollis Park is another really great spot right around the corner from Apache Shores. So if you want a little change up from your private resident only park, you can either kayak up Lake Austin to Jessica Hollis Park, or just hop in the car and go hang out there for the day. It's a really great spot. From a shopping standpoint, you're very centrally located in the Lake Travis area, which gives you more options. You can either head north on 620, hitting multiple shopping centers along the way, the first being right at the entrance of the Steiner Ranch master plan community. Here you'll find a Randall's grocery store, one of my favorite coffee shops, Summer Moon, a fitness center, and so many other shops in this particular spot. You can also head south to Lakeway, specifically the village of Lakeway is the closest spot, where you have your local H-E-B grocery store chain, our handful of popular local restaurants, from sushi and Indian food to our famous Torchy's tacos, and so much more. As you may have heard, this area is called Apache Shores, and you're roughly 30 minutes to downtown Austin, as well as most of the other major spots that you'll frequent in the greater Austin area. Working our way south, our next spot has also never been featured on this channel until this video, and I think its general area as a whole is something to really pay attention to, with so much of the development in the works out this direction. This area is known as Briarcliff. It's also on the south shore of Lake Travis. And for the purpose of this video, it's the southernmost point that we'll cover today. In Briarcliff, you're about 30 miles west of Austin. So out of all of the areas that I'll highlight today, this is the farthest from downtown Austin, roughly a 45-minute drive. In the immediate area, you'll find a really nice mix of lake homes and really impressive waterfront properties. Briarcliff itself is relatively small with just over 2,000 residents and not covering much landmass. With that being said though, there are so many gorgeous surrounding areas that I think you should also explore if you're looking into this general location. These range anywhere from private communities with really large home sites such as the neighborhood of Angel Bay, all the way to the reserve at Lake Travis, which is a really amenity-rich waterfront community where many people have second homes. In Briarcliff, there's a small local marina and restaurant where you can just grab a bite to eat overlooking the water. You're also minutes from one of my absolute favorite parks, Pace Bend, where you can picnic by the water, mountain bike, or like what I do, just take your dogs for a really nice long walk. That is one of the few things that actually wears my dogs out. But overall, it's a super nice scenic area, incredibly accessible from Briarcliff and that general area specifically. Highway 71 is the major road that runs east and west, and it's a very high growth corridor, also making this area ripe for investment. Because of this, from an amenity standpoint, you do have many more options in recent years with shopping center development along 71, especially as you head east towards Bee Cave. For the time being, this area is a little bit more rural in comparison to Apache Shores that I just mentioned, as well as the other areas that I'll cover today. For now, most of your shopping is going to take place in Bee Cave at the Hill Country Galleria, where you have a Whole Foods, H-E-B, and numerous big box stores that are very accessible. This is a really nice mixed-use development with clothing stores, restaurants, and even the Bee Cave library, so you're definitely not missing out on anything. Hopping over to our next community, this is located due north of Apache Shores, the first neighborhood that I highlighted. It's also situated directly on the south shore of Lake Travis. Hudson Bend is the name of this area, and the entire perimeter of this pocket is waterfront on Lake Travis. Because of this, you'll find a huge variety of homes, from manufactured residences to multi-million-dollar waterfront estates. There are a few things to point out about Hudson Bend that you would likely never know unless stumbling upon this video, so I'm very happy that you did. On that note, I want to welcome you to the channel or back to the channel. My name is Aubrey von Behren. I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the Austin area. I've helped hundreds of people make a move to and within Austin. So if you might be interested in working together or I may help in any way, be sure to call, text, or email. I would love to hear from you. Continuing on, it's important you know that Hudson Bend is located in the ETJ of Austin, which is an acronym for Extraterritorial Jurisdiction, which essentially means it falls outside of the City of Austin regulations and has minimal restrictions. Some people love this, some people hate it, so it's important you reach out to me for more information like this that's really hard to find. What people love about it is that it gives them the flexibility to do with their property as they please. So if you'd like to have your cute miniature horses in your front yard, that's absolutely no problem in Hudson Bend. This also means that you're going to see many different types of properties and businesses throughout the area, from RV parks and boat storage facilities to dog boarding daycares and marinas. Speaking of marinas, you'll find several in the area, which include Lake Travis Marina, West Beach, and Emerald Point. Emerald Point can be a great time because you have a restaurant where you can dock your boat, or you can just go drive over there and watch the sunset and catch some live music, which is always happening. Right around the corner, you also have Mansfield Dam Park that I mentioned previously. These are all just minutes away from the homes in Hudson Bend. If you do purchase a home in the HOA run section of Hudson Bend, you will also have access to one of their neighborhood parks. If you don't have that though, it's really not the end of the world, since you have so many of these other lake access points easily accessible throughout the area. From a shopping standpoint, it's very similar to what I mentioned previously with Apache Shores. So you'll find yourself either going north or south depending on exactly which stores you end up enjoying. You're very centrally located within that Lake Travis pocket. Like Apache Shores, you're roughly a 30-minute drive into downtown Austin as well. For our next community, we're gonna head 10 minutes north on 620, where you're going to come across the area of Kamanche, which is one of the northernmost points on the south shore of Lake Travis that not many people know about because it's a fairly small pocket relative to many of these other areas. This section started back in the 1940s and now has many newer homes and even a couple of newer gated sections. Most of the homes are nestled within the really nice hill country, and because of this, nearly all of the homes have some sort of really nice hill country or canyon views, and many of them actually have lake views as well. In terms of distance to downtown Austin, you're roughly 30 minutes. This can be a little bit more convenient than some of the other areas near the lake because you're situated just a bit closer to that 620 and 2222 access point, which takes you right into Austin. Like a lot of the other areas that I've highlighted today, the area of Kamanche is not a master plan community like you see in some of the other parts around Lake Travis. So there really aren't any typical neighborhood amenities that you will find in some of those big master plans. With that being said, you do have local waterfront parks nearby that are super easily accessible for residents. One of those parks in this area is Hippie Hollow Park. Before getting too excited though, I find that it's my obligation to tell you that Hippie Hollow is technically the only clothing optional park in all of Texas. Since that is likely not what you're looking for, rest assured there's another spot nearby called Bob Wentz Park where you can hang out by the water and take in the really nice views. From an amenity standpoint, you have the 4 Points Shopping Center just around the corner with an H-E-B grocery store, Target, Orange Theory, and so many more amenities. 10 minutes north on that main road of 620, you'll find numerous restaurants, including several good non-chain spots, as well as one of our popular dine-in movie theaters, the Movie House Eatery. Considering the bulk of the homes in this area are either waterfront or ones that offer hill country views, the price points are a little bit higher, typically in the millions. The homes are also larger with an average of roughly 4,000 square feet in this area, so you're certainly getting a lot for your money. Overall, this area is a very eclectic section of Lake Travis that offers big views, hillside properties, and a lot of architectural variety between the homes, so definitely a spot that I think you should know about. Living in the Lake Travis area has a ton to offer, which is why I've chosen to call it home over the years. With that being said, there are definitely some nuances that you really only know by living here for so long, all of which can definitely make or break your quality of life in the area. So be sure to reach out to me and let's talk a little bit more about your move to the area or within the Austin Metro in general. Just as a reminder, my name is Aubrey von Behren. I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the Austin area, helping hundreds of people make a move to or within the Austin area. So be sure to call, text, or email if you might be interested in working together or if I can help with your search in any way. Until next time.